Man, what did I do? Didn't mean to do it. I'm sorry, Jay.
Are you still doing autotune though?
Yeah, of course. That's what I started with, man. That's what's been feeding my kids. I will not stop that.
Fashim Rashad Najim, aka TPain, born September 30th, 1984. When TPain dies, he'll finally get the love he deserves. First of all, thank you to everyone that's requested this video over time. I'm excited we get to a point TPain's story has to be told. I've always seen comments and requests for a TPain feature and honestly never took them serious because to me, somewhere in the back of my mind, I felt TPain had a great career. How could his growth have been stunted? If two things really can be true, that and him falling off go hand in hand in answering the question what happened to TPain. In researching his story, it gave me an image of the entertainment industry that perfectly depicts how the gatekeepers handle their biggest fear of losing control or position. Picture the industry as a bucket filled with crabs, for lack of better words. These crabs all choose to jump in this barrel because it's the shiniest barrel in the universe that all the smaller crabs flock to, hanging out at the bottom trying to find ways in. This one small crab that wanted to be different thought of a way to do that by using elements that worked before to get in this shiny barrel and blazed a new path past all the ground level crabs all the way to the inside of this barrel in a nice cozy spot on its walls with the other celebrity crabs. This barrel at the top but still in the barrel, enjoying the top level wine and dines tossed in, are the bigger crabs that form as gatekeepers of the barrel that decide who's allowed to move when and where. The small crab was climbing fast to the top and threatened to possibly get out the barrel before the gatekeepers and live amongst the hands that control the barrel. Surely the gatekeepers couldn't have this and struck the crab from every angle until it finally got in its place somewhere in the middle of the barrel, doubting itself as it sadly realized the opportunity gone it once had. This was basically what happened to TPain. Once in place, they celebrate him as a novelty, but shun the path reopened for them that they all use today, and in the same breath, they say he f***ed up music for real singers. Usher to TPain's face in 2013. 3 years before, Usher too used autotune on his single. All the arrows of ridicule TPain took for a sound that carried hip-hop for almost 2 decades that he repurposed and made a stack of billboard hits for himself and others. 14 top 10 from 2005 to 2010 and countless more on the charts. He says he once made $49 million in 1 year. He has 2 Grammys, 13 nominations, 2 gold and 1 double platinum album, and even proved to the world he could sing without autotune, and still, no one takes him serious. Here's why. Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth Music. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. You can also send a super thanks by clicking the button below. Enjoy the video. TPain is a rapper turned singer from Tallahassee, Florida, hence the T in his stage name. Raised by a Bahamian mother and Muslim father, he was drawn to music at a very early age and by 10 years old already had his own studio in his bedroom where he'd rap for hours. He joined a group called Nappy Heads in 1999, but wasn't until 2004 when he recorded a cover to Akon's hit song I'm Locked Up, remixing the words and catching Akon's attention. Akon signs TPain and his first album releases the following year in 2005 behind the lead single I'm Sprung, which later became one of TPain's biggest songs, followed by another smash hit I'm in Love with a Stripper that was even bigger. By TPain's Epiphany album, his star was its brightest. In 2007, he was everywhere after its release, flooding the market with his sound, whether on his own or as a featured artist by 2008. Stunt number 1, oversaturation of his sound. We've seen artists do this and it works in their favor that they're everywhere getting attention from all directions, and it only makes them a more popular artist. Lil Wayne comes to mind when you speak of such an artist because from 2007 to 2008 you almost couldn't find an artist that didn't have a Lil Wayne verse or video in rotation, as he was the #1 rap artist at the time and in his peak dominance over the rap game. Around the same time, TPain was on the R&B side, pretty much following the formula, as he too was infecting music with his sound that made everyone else want to witness this hot new thing he did that was in the beginning stages of changing the game. Roger Troutman of the Zapp Band made the sound hot in funk using what was called the talk box to pitch his voice, and made hits back in his days like Computer Love and California Love. TPain took that and brought it to hip-hop through an effect called autotune that essentially fixes a vocal tune, bringing it to its correct pitch and making the vocalist sound clean and able to record flawlessly. TPain took it a step further and was able to make his voice sound like its own instrument never before heard by the way he used autotune, and it became almost a cheat code to success and hits. Soon, everyone was requesting TPain as he became synonymous with chart-topping hit songs. In 2008, he even lent a hand to Kanye West as he worked on his 808s and Heartbreak album that was heavily auto-tuned and went #1 and 3 times platinum. In those same sessions, Kanye reportedly wrote a song dissing TPain's ideas and had everyone in studio singing along. Other artists like Lil Wayne began trying auto-tune and oversaturated the market with the sound to where it became gimmicky and greatly overused. It wasn't even TPain's fault, really. He used it correctly in my opinion. The way the others were doing it is like they wanted that to be their new sound forever. Artists like Kanye and Wayne. Yet, when the industry and fans got tired of hearing the sound, they blamed and criticized TPain, leading he and manager to realize they needed to slow down and give the game a breather on autotune. Just as they thought that, here comes a gatekeeper. Stunt number 2, d.o.a.
Jay-Z, d.o.a, Death of Autotune. When it dropped,
I was pissed off. Yeah, I was mad as hell.
Death of Autotune comes out June 2009, recorded in Hawaii in the same studio that birthed Kanye West's 808s and Heartbreak. At the same studio he dissed TPain to his face. Months later, a song like this comes out with Jay-Z saying in the song, "This ain't for Z100, Ye told me to kill y'all to keep it 100. If this isn't the biggest coincidence, the gatekeepers got nervous of the success of TPain and wanted him to fall back in his place, I don't know what is. I guess Kanye thought the to his face diss would discourage TPain, and when that didn't work, the grenade d.o.a was sent in to dead TPain's sound on arrival. Specifically him though. Everyone else that used and continue to use it were good, but the trailblazer had to go. It's like that in life in general. Whenever humans find something great, they instinctively want to keep it a secret and use it for themselves. The person they find using it best, or the original, they want to take out in order for them to take on his success in the same lane. 50 Cent, Ja Rule, perfect example. 50 clowned Ja for his melodic songs for the ladies, then began making hits singing on the hook like Ja, and nobody ever said anything. TPain took those same arrows. d.o.a dropped in the perfect time according to TPain, a time he was already thinking of taking a break from mainstream because he felt he was spread too thin and hurting his sound. Jay mentions TPain in the song, "Y'all niggas singing too much, get back to rap, you T-Painin' too much." If that's not the biggest gatekeeping line of all time, I don't know what is. The record killed TPain's spirit, as he says. Not to mention, soon after, everyone was shunning him for autotune, even making, wearing, and selling shirts taking swings at his sound, until ultimately he became depressed, started drinking heavily, and even said Jay-Z, to which he has since taken back. Jay-Z says he wasn't putting the singer down, just everyone else that was copying his style. The genius of Jay-Z. diss you, and you'll never really know he did. Stunt number 3, lost his sauce. Finally, after the criticism he got for autotune and the flagship song for his career demise, d.o.a, TPain was never the same. It took him 3 years to put out another album when he had just went back to back in 2007 and 2008. The album went gold, but was a clear setback from the popularity he had before. Why? Because the attacks made TPain a gimmick in hip-hop, essentially not cool anymore to have on your song. Death of autotune may not have been the only thing that killed TPain, but the storm of influence it created around it did in this way. Sales and fan love were down, even going far as to say "F TPain" whenever a DJ would play d.o.a. TPain at a Vegas show in return said Jay-Z, to which who came to rescue? Another gatekeeper and gatekeeper wannabe to the Big Crab's assistance. The hate he received for trying to be different but ending up the same as everyone else because of other rappers copying his style made TPain think his music was worthless, and from then on he lost the confidence and musical sauce that made him rise so quickly. All in all, I feel there's still so much to TPain's story. But what's clear is that we as a people can be our own detriment. Selfishness and envy run deep in our veins, and it causes us to dim the lights of our brightest stars, all for control or so that star doesn't shine better than you. TPain is one of the great creatives of my generation, period, and I love his music. He's also a good, humble artist that opens his arms to anyone, which is rare in the barrel of step on your back to get higher up. I have this instinctive feeling that when TPain dies, that's when you will see all the other backstabbing crabs and control-needing gatekeepers finally give him the energy he deserves right now for laying the groundwork to what everyone is doing today. Travis Scott made his whole career and life copying a mix of TPain and Kanye West, the Kanye that copied TPain. Yet he gets no flack for it and doesn't do it that well, but that's another story. Salute to TPain, much respect, but for these reasons, his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music, and I'm out.